Happy and blessed Tuesday night, Team Relentless. I am your host. My name is Myra Ferreira. And as you can see, I'm on the go right now. So I'm going to apologize in advance for any of the background noise, but I couldn't help but be excited to be plugged in and still getting those brief little peeks and just updates on how many people are so dedicated to what we do here. And then for me to be able to serve this function, I knew since last week, I actually was going to be traveling. I was out of the country. And I just knew that I needed that support, and the whole team had my back as far as our leadership. I went ahead and let them know, but also with the way things line up, customs could do a lot better, but so be it. We are here. And as you all, if you don't already know, I'm actually based in Tampa, Florida. But again, this industry and this opportunity has allowed me to experience a great deal of travel. It's allowed me to put myself in more of a decision-making position as far as my life and what I do with my time. So I got to live an unforgettable experience of celebrating my grandmother's 106th birthday on Friday. A huge, huge blessing. But I could not help to see and start to read and hear about all the amazing updates that we have going on with regards to our company. Put some flames in the chat if you're excited. I know that we've had, like I said, some updates. There's also that Super Saturday coming up this weekend. But we're going to start off in, as we always do, spirit of celebration. But I'm going to tell you all two things, right? We always recognize the top 10 agents with the highest client enrollments. And we also always recognize the top agents with the highest agent enrollments, meaning these are the individuals within our team. They may have been the one that invited you. You may hear their name. They may also be the ones that come back and serve and train us. But they're the individuals that are just recognized for their efforts that can be quantified. You know, I don't ever want anyone to feel discouraged because some of what you do and some of the growth that happens on the inside, you can't necessarily quantify it, but understand that when you follow a system over time, it will definitely reflect and you'll achieve those levels of success. So I would love to see these lists a lot longer. We have kind of more recently resumed our efforts, kind of gotten the gear back into flow and moving forward. So I'm not too shocked at this, but again, our top agents with the highest customer enrollments for this volume month, we have Miss Dominique Brown, who gave a phenomenal testimony last week. Let's go ahead and shout her out. And none other than our executive ambassador, David Marquez, which I could speak a lot on about this gentleman, but still moving on to our second, we have our top recruiters. These are the agents who have had the highest number of agent enrollment. So again, maybe this is an individual that welcomed you onto this, and we're going to shout out and recognize Paola Tonerio. So again, huge shout out to Paola Tonerio. And you know, here we are. Like I said, think about when that's going to be you. Think about when that's going to be your name, and think about what that means. It's really going to mean that you had a direct cause and influence into helping someone else also change their life. So definitely shout them out in the chat, show them some love. And also, if you are brand new, a huge welcome to this team, this family, and this movement. If you've thought that this is something, you know, different outside of what you're familiar with, guess what? It is, because it can truly help you transform your life to a whole different level. Now, before we get into tonight's training, you know, yes, last Tuesday, I know who was on the training last Tuesday. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you were on last week, or if you caught the replay, right? We were blessed with such amazing testimonies, hearing firsthand on how people can use what a lot of times others use as excuses and their struggles and challenges to translate that into building and growing their success. Also, we have incredible training of techniques to use by our boss ladies who have, just killed the game from the jump. And they've grown tremendously over the years of us being partnered in this movement. But guess what? Tonight, we're actually going to be able to celebrate and highlight another boss lady, because we kind of ran a little short for time. We do try to keep these to end prior to 10 p.m. Just again, we have a lot of people with a lot of things going on, but we're going to go ahead and listen to an amazing testimony that last week we just didn't have quite enough time to go ahead and give her the proper opportunity, proper intro and welcome, and just allow the trainers to as well pour into us the way that they did. So if you can please give all of your undivided attention to this boss lady. She actually made it to the charts last week, so she was recognized as well. And you know, I've heard some amazing things about her. I'm gonna let her tell her story because I don't want to take away from any of her shine, but see about the ways you can relate to that, and see about how you can be excited about telling your success story as well. So if boss lady Ashley Brooks, are you able to unmute yourself? Or if not, if our host can go ahead and allow you to unmute yourself, we would love to hear from you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you doing?
Excellent. I'm doing great. I'm doing great, boss lady. So our team is eager. We want to go ahead and hear about your story. Definitely bless us with some info and go Ashley is what I'm seeing in the chat, boss lady. Take it away.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I've been introduced to this opportunity several times. I just didn't like the way it was approached to me before, but I've known Susan for a very long time, and I've always been the person that people came to for financial advice. So I've done things to help people in the past, buy houses and all that stuff. So um, I was looking for something to supplement, some of the stuff that I have going on with my businesses and everything. So I don't know. I came across Susan's post again, so I reached out. She sent me some information. I looked at it, and I reached out again. And then I just decided to join because, you know, it was definitely something I was interested in, and it didn't seem like it was sold to me. She created the need for my situation. And so I went ahead and joined, and I'm glad I did because it actually gave me the opportunity to be able to help others, to be able to get to their goals. And I just feel like this company is undervalued because all that you get with it is, I was like, I'll give you my money. Um, and my goal was to make it free for myself, to have no overhead. So I did that. And I'm just gonna keep crushing goals for myself. But I'm definitely happy to be here. And I'm excited about the company and what they have to offer, the business credit side and all that, because a lot of people don't know. I mean, I just want to be able to educate people as much as possible, because it's really not about the money for me. It's just about helping somebody that needs it. And as far as anybody that I talk to about it, my whole deal with them, if I talk to them, I just try to make sure that I make it make sense to them. That's all I do, make it make sense to them, and they end up signing up. So, I mean, it's really just that simple. You just have to, just create, like, build a relationship with them and kind of see where they're at and make it make sense for them to see why it is important for them to pay this money to help themselves get themselves off, in the right direction. So that's what it's all about. And I'm definitely happy to be here. Thank you guys for, um, being there and being available and open, and teaching us the resources that are given to us to be able to be successful. I think that's important. And this company definitely strives for that. So I'm definitely happy to be here. But that's all I have.
Mhm. That's phenomenal, team. And listen, as a newly promoted associate trainer, understand that just by her making it make sense to other people, that has already earned her a raise in this opportunity. Her compensation is going to be increasing, but also at the level of associate trainer, now you have people that have followed your leadership and your decisions. See, a lot of times people they exclude themselves. They think, well, I can't do that. That's not me. But when you make it make sense to them, like you just said, when you make it make sense to them, then they understand what their personal goals are and what it is that they want to achieve for themselves. Because it has to be something that they identify as their own personal why, right? A lot of people have different goals. A lot of people are at different points in their life. So I think it's so key and so valuable that this early on in your decision of moving forward with this, you are already in the mindset and already in the motion of helping other people. But when it comes to the value of this, I mean, if you were helping people buy houses and they have to think about whether or not an $89 a month commitment is out of pocket, can they even really afford a home? Right. So I'm sure that that's the type of audience that you've been able to impact directly. I mean, again, congratulations for doing that. So, and achieving that first promotion. I look forward to being able to celebrate all of your other goals, all of your other wins, and hearing about all the lives that you transform. And listen, for the entire team, y'all just hear about how simple that was. I mean, it's like they say, common sense isn't that common, but what she said right there is very, very powerful. It needs to make sense to the people that you are looking to service. It's not about you. They don't have the same goals as you. They do not have the same position as you. They also don't have the same background or experiences as you. So when you're able to make it make sense to them, just stay consistent and you can kind of drip that information and just don't give up on why you got plugged in. You see, she also said too, similar to myself, I heard about this repeatedly. I said no repeatedly. I excluded myself repeatedly. When I went ahead and I made that decision to move forward and do so, out of all the things I've done, I mean, this has truly translated into so much of change and accomplishment for myself, for my family. And then to see all of the success stories we created right around me too, priceless, y'all. Definitely, definitely priceless. So again, congratulations, Ashley. I look forward to being able to celebrate all your future wins. And we're gonna go ahead and plug into our training session right now. And again, thank you for that share, right? I know that we'll be definitely hearing back from you a great deal. So let me try to get to quickly introducing our trainer for tonight, because I know I have a lot of commotion going on right now. I literally have my food right in front of me. But again, to know about this example and what it means to be committed at this level, I don't think we have to look too far, folks. I mean, this gentleman I met before the business, you're going to hear his name repeatedly in this industry and in this particular company and what he's been able to do because it's been that powerful. He's been a friend of mine for some time now. Well, I've been able to witness his growth year after year. He's taken time and money to invest into his journey. So it has not just been the bare minimum. He's truly made sacrifices, both him and his wife. And just overall, he's always thought about ways to help plug the right kind of people in. He doesn't take a break from turning things into a training moment. And to be right now dealing with a health condition, just to not be feeling well, being in the hospital, and to know that he's plugged in and connected tonight is definitely powerful. I mean, that's huge. It speaks to where he's going with this. And basically, we're on board to go ahead and rock out with him, or we're just going to watch this man walk on by and take this straight to the top. So please give all of your undivided attention to none other than Executive Ambassador, beyond six-figure income earner with this industry, a gentleman who's afforded the compensation of his vehicle paid for with the company. He's crossed stages training at multiple events, and he's always been plugged in, always helping us to remain plugged in, based in Land O'Lakes and just impacting countless lives nationwide. I know David Marquez attended. Can you hear me, Mr. David Marquez?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. Can you hear me and see me?
I can, and it breaks my heart to see you rolled up like that, but I'm gonna tell myself that you having a spa day or something. I don't know, but God bless you for that.
I'm good. Look, I just wanted to show you guys, there's no excuses. You see, we step up, and one of the things I actually learned this in the service on this Sunday. Greatness lies within everybody. The difference is how you determine greatness, right? And so everyone wants to be great in their career. They want to be great in some field, in their family, in what they do. But just to let you guys know two things, right? Two key points about that before I get into tonight's training. Greatness values service over status. So if you're taking notes, take that. Greatness values services over a status. And it's actually in Matthew 9:33 through verse 35, where Jesus comes and sees the 12 disciples arguing over who's greater. And it's funny because he comes up and he's like, what are you guys arguing about? And they didn't want to tell him. And it's funny because he sat down, he's like, you guys have a seat. This is a lesson right here. So this is a lesson right here. I want you guys to take notes because this is important. Because he said it. He said, you know who's the greatest? He didn't say you all are great. No, he said the greatest, right? The greatest person, and he doesn't use, he uses the word deploy, but he says the greatest amongst you is the person, whoever wants to be first puts themselves last, right? That is the greatest person. And that's the person that puts out, deploys is what he uses. It's the Greek word deploys. And so what does that mean, right? To be a servant leader. I know we did a training before and I told you guys this. Jesus, right before he was crucified, he sat with the disciples after the dinner and he went through the garden and he went to them and he told them like this. He said, he sat with all of them and said, you know what? And this is just before he was given the verse that said that he was granted authority over all, dominion over all. Now think about it. Us, when we're given dominion over all, if it was me or most people, like we're all prideful. We all want to be great. We all want that status, right? And so he was like, most of us would be like, fan me, feed me grapes, right? But Jesus, you know what he did in the very next verse? He sat with the disciples and he grabbed he basically washed their feet right after that. Now, it don't get more, as acts of services, more than that. So putting people above you is what it is. And here's, it's funny, I took notes from the service this weekend when I heard it, and he used the Greek word deploy, meaning that he's only offended, right? God is only offended if you don't use those gifts that you have. So you ask, why am I here? Because I know there's a gift within me that I need to share, right? Think of it as like the vine, the fruits that a tree bears. A tree bears fruit, not for it to eat, right? You never seen a tree eat its own fruit. So why should you eat your own fruit? In fact, if you don't and you become stingy with it, right? There's a lot of people that become stingy with the fruit that they bear and they keep it to themselves. What happens if you've ever planted? Your fruit becomes ripe. It becomes bitter. And so I hope that gets through to somebody out there. Doesn't matter what your title is. Doesn't matter what your status is. This is me giving you what I have while I have it here. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys tonight. I'm going to jump straight into the training. Awesome.
I tell you, David is such a servant leader, man. I'm looking at him right now and I'm looking at the dedication. Hold on, turn your screen back on so I can take a screenshot so I can like post this picture of you like in a little skirt, or whatever you got on. So anyway, guys, I tell you what, first of all, let's throw some fire in the chat. That's a true hallmark of a leader. We were actually thinking about postponing tonight. I tell you what, I probably broke every speed limit, ran a few lights to get home from Boy Scouts, but David said, no, we're not going to cancel. He said, I will do the training, from his hospital bed. And that's just true, like a servant leader, like he was talking about before, but we can take it. All right. I know you trained a lot of us well. All right. So we could take it from here, but I appreciate your dedication, you and your beautiful wife. I can see her. She's probably in the hospital bed right in front of you. All right. Taking care of you. So you get back to health. You can hop in at any time that you want to. But guys, listen, I'm going to take it from here. First of all, shout out to to Myra, who hopped on from the Dominican Republic. I remember I actually tried to do that for a training. The internet was horrible, but she hopped on. She knew the time and she got on here and she did her thing. And with Bianca and Chris and Jackie and just all the other leaders, we talk about the dedication that they have and that they're showing. And then you being on right now, here's what I tell people all the time. And I'm a true believer in this. And it's maybe because that I just had a bout with cancer. Before that, I sort of thought I was sort of invincible. You know how we are as younger men. We think, nothing bad can happen to us. But I know now, I know that time is something that we can never, ever get back. It's something that we need to cherish every moment that we're on this earth. And you guys can see, David's been feeling this way for about 8 days. And I encouraged him yesterday, him kicking and screaming to go to the hospital. I'm glad he did. To get checked out, and we hoping he checks out well. But guys, time is something that we can never get back. And I say that to say this: we appreciate you spending your time with us. Yes, you're here to build a business. Yes, you're here for financial freedom. Yes, you're here to become a better person. Yes, you're here for whatever reason is your why, but you still are giving us your time. And so we appreciate that, because this next hour, the reason why we want to be good stewards of it is because you can't get it back. All right. And so you gave that time to us. And so we want to be a good steward of it. And I just want to go over a little something that Ms. Brooks said, because although she only spoke for a few minutes, a lot of the things, that she said was powerful. There's a training that I'm going to make up based on what she said. And the first thing I want to go over is how she said, our company is undervalued. And she didn't mean undervalued as far as a monetary valuation, as far as selling the company. What she talked about is we don't talk about the services that we have enough. You see, what we look at UCES and UWE, we look at it as credit. And we were on an update call today with Chris Holder, and he's trying to change that. You see, guys, we are a financial literacy company, not just credit restoration. If you're just pushing credit, you may not be having the success that you thought you were going to have. Why? Because there's a lot of companies out there that are pushing credit. We know some of them. So people are saying, hey, what is the difference between you and all of these other people that are advertising on radio and TV? They hear it all the time. What value do you provide? And so we are not leading with that value. So I encourage everyone to get into your UCES account and then now log into your UWE account. I mean, now we're talking about the business credit, the business funding. We have so much, the new user interface, okay? Start talking to people about the debt payoff. Debt is running rampant. Chris told a story about a young man who couldn't join because he just didn't have enough. When he paid all of his bills, he was still negative $125. Now, I don't know if you guys can relate to that. I'm not too embarrassed to say that was me at a time. I remember being a young soldier in the military and overspending, not being able to budget. My credit was messed up, you know, getting paid on the first of the month, being broke by the third of the month. Okay, living off ramen noodles and hot dogs, guys. Hey, I can flash back to that moment. I can flash back to that. And there are a lot of people out there that are living that right now. And so they're looking for an opportunity. But if we're just pushing, hey, this is credit restoration, credit restoration, credit restoration, people are like, I'm broke. I mean, shit, I'm gonna have bad credit anyway. I can't pay my bills. What other value, you know, do we have? What other value do we have? And I can see that, you know, David is sharing his screen right now, but I want you guys to look at it and start sharing the other value that we have with our company. And you're going to see that your business is going to start to explode because people are going to realize what it is that we have and what sets us apart. But the key is also learning how to communicate that as well. You want to get people in front of the information. That is key. You know, you can't be a secret agent out there and expect to make money. All right, all companies advertise. Okay, if you guys were on the Super Saturday 2 weeks ago, we had a senior vice president hop on and he talked about, hey, Nike advertises, the US Army advertises. I remember when I went in the military, guys, I had a choice between the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard. Well, we don't count the Coast Guard. That's not a real service. No, the Coast Guard is a real service, guys. All right. But listen, I had a choice of which one I wanted to join. Okay. And the Army was the one that advertised. They were the one that recruited me. And so that's why I joined the Army. It's the same thing with business, guys. Okay. Nike. Okay. They're recruiting all the time. That's why they get the best athletes, but their competition, Adidas, Fila, Converse, all of them are out there recruiting too. And so what you want to do is be out there and you want to recruit, you want people to know what it is that you're doing, and you want to be able to provide the value. You know, that's another thing that she talked about, Ms. Brooks did. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You see, how people know how much you care is what's called active listening. You see, a lot of the time we talk too much. We get nervous. So we call somebody and we want to tell them what we have, but we're not listening to what they want, what they need in their life. And so when we're reaching out to people, you know, let them know, hey, I'm giving you a call because I have something amazing I want to share with you. But first, ask them about their family. Okay, ask them about how they're doing, guys. And I'm going to go and I'm going to transition into my training right now. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. And I'm going to transfer into my training right now because, guys, that is a good segue into what it is that I want to train about. And if David or Myra, whoever can tell me if you can see my screen.
I can see it right now. Skills training.
Is it in full view?
Yes. It is in full view and it has the subtitles on the bottom.
Okay, great. That's what I want. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go into a little bit of skills training. All right. Now, this will not be a long training, but I think it's a training that is needed. Okay, because I know that, hey, I got on today and I said, hey, well, I'm going to go ahead and train on inviting. And then I look deep into really what I believe that the team needs. Okay. And this is a skill that deals with sort of active listening. Okay. So the objective, guys, is to create momentum, create freedom and duplication in your business. You need to embrace that. And the best trained teams win. A well-trained team is a well-paid team. Always start off with this because here at Outset is when you want to win and you want to succeed in network marketing, if you want to succeed in what it is that we do. You have to get great at certain skills, okay? It's finding prospects, inviting, presenting your product, following up, closing, getting people started the right way, promoting events, and leadership. And you might be saying, okay, Dr. Borg, this sounds cool, but why is it important? Why is it important for me to learn these skills? Well, one, it builds confidence, guys. It builds confidence. You see, people follow confidence. People follow people that have a vision, that know where they want to go. And although maybe you're new on here, you may not be as confident, guys. Okay. You know the old saying, fake it till you make it. Well, guys, it's sort of like that. Okay. You may not know everything, but the person that you're talking to does not know that you don't know everything. And so the key, guys, to winning this thing is sound confident, but not only confident, guys, build belief and show that belief in your voice and yourself that, hey, I know everything, but I believe that this could take me and my family to the next level. And then it creates action. You see, once you have confidence, guys, and once people see that, it creates action in your organization, whether you got an organization of 2 or whether you're like David or like myself or like Chris, who have an organization of 2,000 or more. And then what happens? It creates more presentations. You see, right now, guys, that is what we're building back up to. There was a time where we had about 40, 50 presentations going on a week in the different organizations. You see, that is the thing. We have to create action. Don't worry about the results. The results are going to take care of themselves, but action is the key. Massive action. In the beginning, it's going to seem like, oh, why am I doing this? It's like building any business, okay? It may get frustrating. But as you build momentum, as you build action, okay, and get people to buy in, then you're going to see that, hey, you know what? Now it's starting to grow. Now it's starting to duplicate. Now it's starting to multiply. And that's what we want, you know, when it comes to our business. We don't want to have a job. We want to have a business. Right? More presentation, faster duplication, guys, creates momentum. I already went and said that, instills passion. You see, right now, there's no doubt that I believe in what I'm saying, guys. I am passionate about what I'm saying because I believe in our company. I believe in our product. I believe in our leadership. I believe in our team. But mostly, guys, I believe in you because you made the decision to go ahead and get started. So I believe in you as well. And then it promotes growth, guys, and creates independence. And why is independence important? Because you don't want your income, okay, based on what action somebody else is taking. And what do I mean by that? David is in the hospital right now. Okay, I had Boy Scouts that I'm committed to, you know, on Tuesdays. And, you know, what if I was presenting tonight or I decide not to present tonight? You don't want your income to be based on what I can do. You want it to be based on your actions and what you can do. And so that's why it promotes growth, guys. If David or if Alfred or somebody can't present, or if they can't, you know, if they're sick or they're taking a vacation, my income will not be affected because of that. All right, because I'm taking action and I'm taking action. Our team is seeing me take action. And guys, that promotes the growth. Okay. So what is the payoff, guys? You become a world-class presenter. You won't have to worry about money for the rest of your life. Guys, put a fire in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if that would help you, or if that would excite you, if you didn't have to worry about money for the rest of your life. And what I mean by that, when we build money as a team, okay, when we have a business, okay, that is flowing and we have people that believe in us, guys, guess what? Our business grows with or without us. And that's how it is when you become a great presenter, guys, or if you have great presenters on your team, people that believe in what it is that we're doing, okay? Gives people structure and guidance and mentorship. Guys, system. And this sounds like a cliche, but if you guys read what system says, save yourself time, energy, and money. You see, when you have a well-oiled system, when you have people on your teams, okay, that are great at certain things, you put them in a position for them to succeed. And the only way that you can do that, guys, one is to get trained yourself to believe in what we're doing, but also be able to see what other people are great at. David knows what I'm good at. I know what he's good at. I know what Myra's good at. I know what Bianca is good at. Bianca knows, you know, what Jackie is good at. So we place people in positions to win. And that's why we work as a team. The reason why I'm mentioning team so much right now, because that's what it's going to take, okay, to build Team Relentless, not only back to what it was, okay, but to what the vision was for it. All right, we planned, guys, on being a multi-pinnacle team. All right, and that was the plan from when we started this team, you know, years ago. And that hasn't changed, but the only way we can do that, we can't do it ourselves. We have to do it collectively as a team, guys. And lead development, $1 million earner has an average of 25 presenters, all right? And when I look at presenters, you know, we talk about right now, 25 people that are dedicated, all right, to the growth of our organizations. That means we're working together. So what is the process, guys? It starts with you. It starts with that commitment. We had a PBR, and guys, we're going to be straight with everyone. We had a PBR today. On Monday. And we only had about 5 or 6 people show up. Now, when you think about having a PBR, guys, and we're talking about the entirety of Tampa, now this is not to place the blame game on anyone or anything like that, guys. But in order to collectively build as a team, we have to start showing up more. We have to start taking those pictures, guys. People need to see that we are all committed, okay? We have to take inventory. Okay, who on our team is willing? Who on our team is still believing in our company? Who on our team still wants to run? If not, if you take inventory and they don't want to do it, guys, it's okay. We'll still love on everybody, but guys, you got to take inventory of who still is ready to go and who wants to run with you and run with those people. Work with the willing. A mentor of mine told me you can't push a dead bear up a tree. And what I mean by that, there are people that, you know, were in our company that are still in, but they just don't believe it anymore. And that's all right. That's okay. Work with the people who you don't want to spend 95% of your time, all right, with, 5% of your people. I mean, you don't want to spend, that time with those people that aren't working. You want to spend time with the people that are working, guys, who still believe in what it is that we're doing, okay? Group dynamics, rewards and recognition, repetition, and prestige, guys. And so the skill that I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it briefly, but it is so important. And this goes back to what Ms. Brooks said in the opening. Now, I didn't plan this training with Ms. Brooks. I didn't even really know that she was going to be on. But it was so perfect what she said, because what she said is, hey, if you listen to people, all right, and show people that you care, they will tell you what they need, all right, that you can show the value that we provide, and then they will join. She said that, hey, the way it was presented to her the first couple of times, all right, the person didn't care about her needs. They weren't putting her first. And so the skill that I want to talk about, guys, is forming, all right? Forming, how to prospect effectively. Now, form is an acronym, okay? When we talk about form, we're talking about family, occupation, recreation, and message. Now, this is very important, okay? This is even a skill that can precede inviting, because you invite somebody to see something that's great, but if you just talk to them first, listen, then you know a certain way to invite them. That way it piques interest, all right? And so if you look at the little saying that I got below, it says, awesome, if I could show you a way that you could blank and not have to blank, would you be interested in hearing about it? And so that's where you get that blank. And so people might say, hey, if I could show you a way that you could, spend more time with your family and not have to work, 2 jobs, would you be interested in hearing about it? Or if I could show you a way that you can get that vehicle that you already dreamed of that, won't interrupt with what you have going on right now, would you be interested in hearing about it? And so you can substitute blank for blank, whatever it is that they say to you. Now, always, 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 always start with a compliment. If you notice, guys, from preachers to politicians, all right, they always start with complimenting someone. All right. And so, hey, if I'm talking to a guy now, actually I was at the gas station yesterday and there was a guy that had this Dodge. Now, if you guys know, I'm in the market for a new truck. All right. And I saw a guy with a nice Dodge. It had to be a Dodge. So 2022 had the big oversized tires on it. And guys, it was a genuine compliment. And I said, damn, that is a nice truck. I'm in the market for a truck. Where did you get that truck from? And people always love talking about something that you compliment them about. And so I complimented him on his truck and he told me everything about the truck. He even opened the door, okay? Showed how the lift came down. I mean, he showed me everything about his truck because he wanted to talk about his truck. And so always start with a compliment, guys, when you're talking to someone. When I'm in a store, okay, and I want to prospect, let's say a young lady, if I'm prospecting Myra, I'm not going to say, hey, you got beautiful hair or anything like that. That could maybe come on hitting on someone. But I'm going to talk about, hey, those are beautiful shoes. My wife would love a pair. Where did you get them? Always start with a compliment. And that's when you're speaking to anybody. But let's go ahead and get to the training, guys, when we're talking about family, okay? Family informed. Where are you from? Do you have family here? Do you have children? How's your family? These are all questions when we're talking about family. And guys, the questions vary for how much you know people, that relationship, that you have with someone. And so if I'm talking to, someone at my kid's football game, I'm not probably going to say, where are you from? Or, certain like that, because I may have talked to that person before. I may have seen them before, but when I saw somebody rocking a Yankees hat and I'm rocking a Yankees hat, I might say, hey, where are you from? Because they're rocking a Yankees hat. Or if they're rocking an Eagles hat, I'm gonna say, hey, where are you from? Because they're probably gonna say, well, I'm from Philly or from Jersey or from Delaware. And then that's an end on the conversation. So, hey, where are you from? What brings you down here to Tampa? That's a lot of the times the next question. They might say the weather, they might say the work, they might say military. Okay, I'm forming them. Do you have children? Oh yeah, I have 2 boys. I have 3 girls. I have 1 on the way. You could be like Chad and his family. They just had a baby, a beautiful baby girl. Okay, and so that's a way of starting communication. Where you're from, what does that do? That's establishing a relationship, establishing a rapport. Or if you know the person, how is your family? What have you guys been up to? And then we switch to occupation, guys. So we went with the F, that's family. Now we're going to go to the O, which is occupation. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, well, I'm from Philly. All right, the military brought me here, but now I'm retired and now I'm working, on MacDill Air Force Base. Okay, well, do you love it? What do you do on MacDill? Well, I'm a contractor. Okay, what do you like most about it? Well, I still get to help people. All right. And I still make good money. Okay, that's great. What do you like the least about it? Well, what I like the least about it is that I have to get up early in the morning, 6 a.m. I have to get up. I got to drive down to MacDill. I got to get on base. I got to fight traffic. Then I got to work in the office all day. I don't get off till 5. Okay, then I get home at 6 or 7, and then I'm unable to attend my kids' games, or I'm missing out time with the family. Do you guys see how that works? And so now I'm noticing that this person, they love acts of service, okay? They love acts of service, okay? They were in the military, they're from Philly, so I'm just forming them. I'm just getting to know, okay, what is it that I have that I can help these people with? And then I'm switching over to the next one, okay? What do you like to do about fun? What do you like to do to have fun? And so that same person, hey, I'm from Philly, I'm retired military, all right, I'm working over at MacDill. I like to go fishing, or, I like to, go skydiving, kayaking, hiking, whatever it is. And then you're like, okay, well, how much time do you actually get to spend to do that? Oh man, not enough. I got a boat that's just sitting out there in the docks. I haven't been able to get out there on the water, for about a year or so. I missed, red snapper season this year. And so now, guys, you're seeing their passion. What is it that they want to do? All right, what is it that motivates them? And then you get to message or money. So now you get to the blank of the blank question. Okay, awesome. Listen, if I could show you a way, to still make the type of money that you need, or to be able to go ahead and sort of, wean your way off of that, to be able to spend more time with your family, that may not interrupt with what you have going on, would you be interested in hearing about it? Or, hey, if I could show you a way that you could get that boat out a little more, that you could spend more time with your family, would you be interested in hearing about it? And so now you're tailoring what it is that you have to their needs. And so now they are going to be excited, and they're going to be more willing to listen to you guys. If I'm making sense right now, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. I can't see everybody because I got my presentation up, but if I'm making sense, okay, and this forming is making sense to you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. Because listen, that's the way the pros do it. The pros just don't say, hey, oh, I got something that you got to see. You got to get out here at 7:30 p.m. Guys, it's awesome. Let's get out here. Let's do it. No, guys, that's not the way you do it. All right, you have to generally know what people need in their life. Now, when you go to the other end of the spectrum and you go back, to family, okay, hey, you give them a compliment, and let's say you're talking to them, and I'm just going to say at my son's football game, all right? because my youngest son wants to get into football. So I'm going to use football for an example. If I'm talking to, a mom out there that, sort of just drops the kids off and picks them up, at the end of practice because she has to go home because she has, maybe 2 or 3 other kids and she's working hard, and I'm talking to her. All right. And I'm saying, hey, where do you live? Where are you from? And she says, hey, I'm from, some part of Tampa. Let's do, I'm from Lutz. Okay, cool. Do you have children? Yeah, my son is here. I have 3 or 4 other kids at the house. Wow, well, what does you do? Well, my main job is an accountant, but I also have, a second job, as, I clean houses. I know young women that do that. I clean houses as a second job. All right, well, what do you like most about it? Well, I love doing finance and everything like that, but it takes a little bit of time, and I really don't enjoy, cleaning houses because I don't get to take more, like, takes time from my kids, and I want to be able to spend more time with them. So you guys, that's just a sort of an extreme example, but this is the way that you can form your message to people. And then you say, okay, well, what would you like to do for fun? And if you guys know anything, and guys, it's hard, some may be hard for us to relate sometimes, but if you know a thing about, single moms, what they want to do is they just want to provide a better life for the kids that they have right now. Okay, they want to be able to spend more time. And so the kids aren't raising the kids, and then you have family members in daycare that's not raising. And so what do you like to do for fun? Well, I want to be able to spend more time with my kids. I want to be able to go to amusement parks. I want to be able to, take the kids hiking and camping, or whatever it is that mom wants to do. And so now you have the money, you have the motivation in order to get them to come see the information. Because I tell you what, if I was a single dad, and I don't know if I can do it, even with my wife right now, she has the 2 boys, and I don't know how she does it, and she has help from me. And so if I'm that single mom, guys, if you're not listening to what I'm saying or what I need, there's no way. I really don't have the time to come see anything. All right, because my day is already filled. But if you can relay that message to where it's going to give her time back, then she's going to want to come see it because she wants to spend more time with her family. Guys, if that makes sense, go ahead and drop a 2 in the chat. And so that is form. Okay, that is how to prospect effectively. Guys, and I want you to take a picture of this. And I want you to get this message. I'm pretty sure that, Myra's going to get it out on recording, but I want you to understand this message, and I want you to understand this skill to do, because if you can start doing it correctly, if you can start employing it effectively, it's going to change your business. But not only is it going to change your business, all right, people are going to believe in you more because now you cared about them. It wasn't all about what you need and what you want. It was about what they want and what they need. And then they're going to do it the same way that you did it. And that's how you build momentum in your business, guys. And so hopefully that made sense. I wanted to go over that part of the skills training, guys, because that is something that is overlooked. Yeah, we get into inviting, we get into promoting, we get into, launching and all of the other skills that, a great network marketer should have. But guys, forming can be one of the most important. Informing and active listening are key, because if you speak with someone, they are going to tell you exactly what it is that they need. And then you can tailor what we have. And now that we have even more services to provide, guys, listen, there's so many people out there trying to start a business, but they don't know where to go for funding. They don't even know how to get funding. And now that we can provide that for them, guys, I mean, sky is the limit for our company. Also, now we have the hardship. So there's no excuse for people to live. We talked about, the guy who was negative $125 after he paid all of his bills and was working 2 jobs. Now we have a way where people can actually join the company, and the company is going to help them join. Now, there's certain steps that they have to take. But guys, the company is going to help them join if they don't have the money right then. So now they can start their business, start building up clients and agents, all right, inside the company. And now their business is going, and there's going to be ways to pay the company back, guys, but at least they can go ahead and get started. Guys, we're eliminating all excuses right now. Now, obviously, that's not something we want to take advantage of. That's a last ditch option that we should talk to people about. All right, if we try and get them to join and say, hey, show them the value And if they are unable to join, guys, after we close, and what I mean close is show the value, then ask for the money, or they're ready to get started, and then they can't start. Well, hey, we have another option to get you started. What if I could tell you we could get you started today with no money down? All right, we can bless you that way. Guys, if they don't get started then they're just really not interested in doing the business, and that is okay too. All right, and so hopefully that training was good, guys. I know it was maybe rushed a little bit, but hopefully I was able to go ahead and provide value. And I believe, I don't know if Myra is on a plane or not, but I'm either kicking this back
I'm
to
still
Myra,
here.
kicking it back to Erica, one of the.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm still here.
I do. Let's throw some flames in the chat for Arnold, man. I think he did a phenomenal job. Everybody, all the leaders that stepped up. Look, Myra's at the airport. I'm in the damn hospital. Arnold done got a ticket. I know my wife almost got a ticket trying to bring me Chick-fil-A. And so I just want to throw it in the chat. You know, this is what leadership is about. This is what servant leadership is about. And so with that being said, what time is it? We got a couple minutes? I do think so. I want to share with you guys some nuggets and kind of also do what we call BAM fam, book a meeting from a meeting, right? And so what I wanted to share with you guys is, I don't know if you guys saw, we were advertising this, but we literally had one of the biggest announcements. And we threw, let me see if I can find it on here, right here, bam. We threw a family fun day last Sunday, right? That just passed. And if you guys look at it, let me turn my video off so you don't gotta look at me like this and take any more pictures. It's good enough. But you guys can see here, just from the pictures, we used to have almost 100 people in attendance. And so now we have about 30 to 50. And so this was, I think we cut some people off, but you guys can see them here in the pictures. Right here, bam. So you can see all of the women, the ones that are making moves out here in the Tampa Bay area, Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes area. But we literally had a great time, and this is what it's about: family, friends. You know, we say children spell love TIME. This is a great chance for everybody to network, and so this is the newly born right there that Arnold was talking about with Chad and Sarah. Congratulations again to them. But guys, that's what it's about, man. And I want to encourage everybody to invite, but make friends. Like, think about it. When I got to the hospital, the doctor didn't just prescribe me what he felt he needed to give me. He had to ask me what my symptoms were. He formed me basically to determine what it was that I needed. And so that's kind of what you got to do here. And so I want to show you guys this before we end it, because Arnold's right. Once you understand, let's say you're talking to somebody and they need to build their personal credit, great. You can offer them the secure card, you know, or the protection plan. But let's say the person has great credit or don't care about fixing their personal credit, have a 550 or better, and they want to get business.
I can help you.
So you can go right here. Look, this is in our back office right now. You guys can leverage this. All they need is 6 months in business, have a 550 credit score, and guess what? They can get approved and get capital within 24 hours. I put 5 of these out there today. And if you guys don't know where to get the marketing material, just log into your back office, go to marketing. You click, once you get to marketing, you click on social media templates. And then these are all of the marketing material that you can use. We're going to have a lot more. But once you put that out there, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to show you guys a nugget right here that you guys can leverage. And hopefully I can share my screen from this one. I think I got to make, let me see, who's the host? Can you make the other David Marquez? Let's see here. Because I'm going to give you guys some gems right here that you guys should have already. If you don't have them, then get them from your upline or one of your leaders. But let me go ahead and, okay, I'm host now. Awesome. So check it out. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And this one is going to be, hopefully you guys are able to see it. Are they able to see it? You don't see anything yet?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. All right, share screen. Screen it is. Boom, start broadcast. There we go. All right, perfect. So look, let's say I put that post up, right? And somebody commented on it. Now, all I have to do here is go to my boards, right? Let's say I'm going to go and talk to Myra. And I'm going to go right here, hit my boards, go to where is my little UWE bank right there. And then I'm going to click on scripts. And if I go to funding scripts, I'm going to hit business funding 1. Boom. Myra, I piqued her interest. She's just going to say, hey, oh, move this out the way. I'm still okay. So it's like, hello, Myra. Thanks for inquiring about business funding. To get you pre-qualified, I need to ask you a few questions before we begin, okay? She puts okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit business funding 2. It's going to ask all the questions here. See the questions here? It says, how long have you been in business? What is the average monthly revenue? Do you know your personal credit score? And do you know what your business credit looks like, right? I'm asking these questions. I'm forming them, but I'm forming them in a way that applies to business. And so it says, how much funding are you looking for, right? She's going to answer those questions. And just off of that, I can either A, send Myra the link, or B, put it in myself to see if she's pre-approved already, right? And so how do I do that? We'll go again to the bank. We'll go down here to where it says UWE business funding. This is my personal link. So I could literally run those numbers or send it to her. Now watch what happens here. All those questions that I asked Myra, this internet works fast enough here in this hospital. All I'm going to do is go apply for funding. And inside of that, it's going to ask, maybe I need to, there it goes. So it asks from the beginning, why this thing is taking forever, how much did she want? Let's say Myra wanted 10,000, right? She needed 10,000 to open up a boutique. She's been in business, we said it, right? 6 to 8 months. But let's say Myra has been in business for 5 to 10 years. And her business is doing about, let's say, 8 to 14 grand a month, right? Her credit score is not that great. Let's say it's around a 650. Look at that, boom. Her estimated range of approval is $15,000 to $12,000. So I can either tell her that, or I can have her do that. So guys, this is simple. You see how quick it was for me to do that. Now you can walk them through the application or just simply send this to them and boom, you're gonna get paid commissions off of that. Guys, it doesn't get no easier than that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know the time is up. I wanted to make sure that we also remind everybody this Thursday, I know Chris Holder is going to be doing a special training, but then this Saturday, we have a huge event, Super Saturday in Atlanta. Everyone should be there. No doubt in my mind, if you go to Atlanta, you're going to get motivated, you're going to get fired up, and you're going to come back with your head on fire. We say ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice all day. So that's what you guys need to do. If you still don't have the belief, then take your ass to Atlanta. I guarantee you'll come back with your hair on fire. So with that, I'm going to give it back to you, Myra. God bless everybody. Have a great night. And I'll see you guys at this damn hospital. Bye.
Hey, Myra, let me hop in for a second because, guys, so tomorrow I put it in the chat, but I will be doing an overview. That means I'll be doing a presentation where you can invite clients, potential clients, and agents, okay? 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So same time, same link, guys. I'll be doing the presentation. Hopefully, I will have the business funding slides updated to where I'll be able to present that as also a little incentive for people who make it to Atlanta. I was already going to be in Atlanta this weekend. I have a buddy of mine who is celebrating his birthday. And so I don't know if you guys, some of you guys were on here the last time we were in Atlanta, and guys, I rented like a 13,000 square foot home, and we just had a great time. I mean, we went to the Super Saturday and we partied afterwards. And so, guys, I did do that again. I rented an even nicer mansion this time. And so anybody that makes it up to the Super Saturday in Atlanta, all right, I already have a big place in Atlanta, so probably gonna barbecue, and we know how we turn up sometimes, especially we're in Atlanta after an event. And so I'm more than likely I'll invite a lot of the leaders out there, and it'll just be a great time. I know Atlanta may be short notice for some people, but if you can make it up there, it's going to be a great time. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for our team. And so you don't want to miss that if you're going to hop there to Atlanta. But first, guys, start forming tonight, start forming tomorrow, where you can get people on the presentation tomorrow night, 9 p.m. tomorrow, guys. Start inviting, for that. But other than that, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna close it out that way, or if Eric, I see she's unmuted. If she wanted to say something, Myra wanted to go ahead and close it out. But if not, everybody just have a great night, and I will see you guys on here tomorrow, 9 p.m., for the presentation. God bless.
Hey, yes, thank you guys. It was an amazing training. I know all the leaders came on today. There's no excuses. This is a great example on how you really should be leading, right? Everybody can have an excuse, but you can't take an excuse to the bank. And this is a really primary reason here or example. I just wanted to say thank you. And David, do you want to add anything else? A good thing is make sure you are forming. I mean, I form everywhere I go, like Arnold says. I mean, I walked into Costco the other day and somebody came up to me for a Verizon. I ended up forming her. And now she's going to hop on a call for us because she is a sales rep there. So just form people is very important. Know their background, and don't treat them just like a number. But thank you guys. You guys have a good night.
Good night. Good night.